Hi, this is Jamey Stegmeyer from Stonemeyer Games, and I'm here today to talk about my favorite game mechanism in El Grande. El Grande is kind of a classic Euro game. I think it was one of the first area control games and area majority games, and I have wanted to play it for years, but I didn't have the chance until recently when the El Grande Big Box was released, and I immediately bought a copy. I played it a couple times since. I really, really enjoy this game. And I wanted to, there's a lot of clever mechanisms. I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to focus on the one that I really, really love the most. And that is the Castillo, which, as you can see here, is indeed a 3D punch board thing that you make when you first open the game. And it's hollow because during the game, the basic idea of the game is that you're placing these little worker guys, these meeples, on the board, trying to get area control of different territories. And one of the places you can place workers, in addition to like being on the territories, is in the Castillo. And when you do so, you have to announce it to everybody. It's not a secret thing. You say, okay, I'm placing 2 workers in the Castillo, but you don't have to talk about it from then on. So over the course of 3 rounds, as you're accumulating more and more workers on the board in the Castillo, other players probably are going to forget how many workers you have in there. You might even forget how many workers in there, which I like that. Normally I don't like memory elements in games, but it's kind of neat to try to remember exactly how many workers you put in the Castillo. At the end of the round, before you score all the territories, you score like based on how many workers are in the territories and if you have control of them or not. You do something with the Castillo, and it's a few different steps. The first step is you take this little dial, which has all the different territories listed on it, and you point this little arrow to one of the territories. I'll explain what that means in a second, but you do that first, and you don't do anything else. You don't show it, it's secret. Then you pull the Castillo off the board so that all the workers inside pile out, and you do a territory scoring just for the Castillo. So you can get points just for having the most workers in the Castillo or the second most workers in the Castillo. And then you reveal your dials, and all of the workers that you had in the Castillo go to the territory that you selected. So what all this amounts to is that in a game where pretty much everything is very visible, like you can look at the board at any time and see, okay, I have more workers here than someone else. I'm probably going to win that territory unless they make a move later to add more workers. But you can see how everything is. The Castillo adds an element of uncertainty to that because you don't know exactly where other players are going to send their Castillo workers at the end of the round. So you might have, I'll give you an example. In the last game that I played, I had a player who had really focused on one specific region. He had a lot of workers there. He had even changed the scoring on it so that he would get more points than other regions. He had his Grande worker there, so he was getting 2 extra points. He had really like maximized points for this region. And he had scored it really well over the course of 2 rounds. But in the last round, I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I just went heavy Castillo and I think I put like 8 or 10 workers in the Castillo over the course of that round, thinking that he wouldn't anticipate me choosing his region as the destination for those workers. And indeed, I selected that region, and I sent all the workers there, which would have been a wonderful, like, dramatic moment to take it away from him. But I miscounted by 1, and so I tied him instead. So it did impact his scoring, but it didn't really maximize my scoring. It didn't get close to maximizing my scoring, because I think I would have scored 8 points for that territory. But I did take a lot of points away from him. But it was this the moment where not only where you reveal, I love surprises in games, and so you have the moment where you reveal the workers here, and then the moment where you reveal where they're going. And just these 2 like wonderful surprise moments that you have in this game, and you have them 3 times over the course of the game. So it's not just at the end of the game; you score 3 times. So you get every 3 rounds, you get to have these 2 wonderful surprises. And like I said, I like that it adds a little bit of uncertainty, even though you could technically calculate most of it. You couldn't calculate this part, but you can count in your head how many people put workers in here. So it's not randomness. It's a calculation. But I like that it does add an element of uncertainty to the game. It's a brilliant concept, and I honestly don't know if it could fit in other games, but it works perfectly for El Grande, and I really admire it. And it's kind of a reminder to me to add those moments of surprise and joy to my games as well. So hats off to the El Grande Big Box for pulling that off. Thanks. Let me know what you think in the comments.